Hey.
I'm so sorry. It literally wouldn't let me call you while I was in that building. It was the worst.
No, that's okay.
Sorry. Oh my God. So okay, so you're open. I'm gonna suss it out. I'm gonna I just think your story is so incredible.
Yeah.
Like just in general. Like fuck this show, just in general.
Right.
I love your story, especially even just what you've gone through this past. I can't even. It's just so crazy to me. It's just I can't believe everything that went down.
Well, yeah, and the fact that, Cal and I survived addiction and everything that we survived and have a new baby. I mean, it is an amazing story. And I know I'm supposed to tell it. I just don't know quite how yet. So, I'm like, I think it's interesting that this kind of popped up because I've been praying like, Lord, now what? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because I don't want, I love being a mom, but that's not all I want. And I need that. I need direction. And so, and I believe people come in your life to help you kind of navigate that. God puts people there, or the spirit or the universe. I believe in all of it at once. Doesn't make sense, but I do. The universe, God, I believe it's all the same. But
oh my gosh. Well, let me suss this out, and we'll just plan to Skype next week, unless I have some information that I think it's just not worth it for you. I will tell you. You know what I mean? Let's just plan next week on doing that.
Okay.
And at least let them see you.
Yeah, for sure. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
I think that would be great.
And he's cool. What do you think he would say, Cal? Is he cool?
Cal's cool with it. I don't know how he would go to LA unless it was just on the weekends, because he works.
Right. That's okay. Now, what? Oh shit! Oh God! You have a thought and it literally slides right out to your brain, like the other side. Do you know any of the girls on the show? Like any of these cast members? Have you ever?
No. No, but the one who was just put in prison for murdering her husband was a good friend of mine back in the day. Did you hear about that? Yeah, no, she was about, not from the show, but the story of Lorenzen Wright, who was murdered by his own wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was friends with her. She showed me the ins and outs of being an NBA wife back in the day. Because I was 18. And I was 18. I was I didn't know what I was doing. And so that was in the news a year ago. And she just got sentenced to, of course, life in prison for capital murder, which is crazy because she didn't ever seem like that. But that's the kind of crap. That's the kind of crap money can do to you, man. It was all over money. She wanted his insurance policy. It's crazy. But no, I don't really know the wives.
Was it the basketball player she murdered?
Yeah. He played Lorenzen Wright. He was actually a really good player too, really good. He played in the league for 13 years, and
oh my God,
he ended up shot and murdered by a lake. You have to look it up, Shira Wright. It's a crazy story. It's absolutely insane. And what's crazy is she was so sweet. And out of all of the wives, she took me in. She was a veteran wife. I mean, he had been playing for 10 years by then. And, here comes this 18-year-old girl who doesn't know what's going on, And this is before social media. This is before any of that. You know what I mean? And she took me under her wing and was so sweet. And I mean, the diamond was the size of my head on her hand. And Cal had just gotten drafted. So I had a nice 2-carat ring, but compared to some of these women, I was I didn't know what was going on. I was so young. And she was so sweet. And to find out, 17 years later, it was only 7 years later, she killed him, and she was found it took like 5 years for them to figure it out.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And they suspected her, but yeah, it's crazy. Like that's what money and greed will do. Like that's insane. They're doing some sort of documentary. I'm not sure when it'll come out, but it's kind of it's one of those ones on Sportsnet or whatever, like an Each Hollywood Story, but the sports people's version. Like, they do those like stories on ESPN, like those, I don't know, I forget what they're called, but with Brian Gumbel. I think that's I think they're doing one on them right now, but I'm not sure like what. So I don't know. Yeah, so it's pretty, I mean, like, but I know some of the wives are, but Cal, we were East Coast and most of these wives are West Coast.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Good time.
But I mean, I still think the fact that I did Dr. Phil and was a train wreck. Can you believe that I was actually, well, you know how it is your first year sober. I was 9 months sober when I did Dr. Phil, but I was still just so not right. You know what I mean? And
Totally.
And because the first year you're still just like, and I wasn't like on antidepressants like I should be. Like I was still just out of it. Like I still just wasn't right. And this, I was at the time on methadone. It was a really low dose, but that's just the devil. Okay, that's just the devil. It should be outlawed. I don't feel that Subutex is a problem. I'm not on anything now, but I did take Subutex, not this sobriety, my last 1 year, but that one didn't do me so bad. But methadone is literally the devil. And I was on that when I did Dr. Phil, thinking I was like, fully sober. So that's why, like, I'm not 3 years. I'm only in my only 2. You know what I mean? Because I would be going on 4 had I not. I had to finally like realize that was still a drug, and I was like, I didn't think I was doing. I thought I was being sober, but when I saw myself on Dr. Phil, I was like, okay, that's not sober. Like, even though I thought I was, like, because I wasn't using it like how some people use it in the wrong way, I really wasn't. But that stuff is just like heroin. Like I was just out of it, and I wasn't myself. I wasn't strong. I was like crying. I was a wreck. So I know these things could come out, but I'm a totally different person now that I think it would be. I think it would be really interesting more than anything. I mean, I don't think everybody on the show has to be like super famous. I mean, do they?
No. There's some girls that their husband played overseas, or like.
That's what I thought, because that's what Cal told me. That's what Cal told me. Cal said some of those ladies, first of all, aren't even legally married, and second of all, some of them never were even in the NBA. I was like, oh, he knows more about that stuff than me, and he knows all the players of those wives, but he doesn't know the wives necessarily. But he played with all of them. Unless they played in the last 15 years, but there's some that are like OG wives on there. And my husband played with their husbands for sure. I'm trying to think of the one that there's 2 on there that my husband played with their husbands, and I can't think of their names right now. Jackie, is one of them named Jackie? Yes. Yeah. Her husband or ex-husband. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
That just sounded like you were.
There's been so many.
Yeah. Well, keep me posted.
Look at the current cast just to see if anything triggers, like, oh, I might have met her. And then I'll call you. I have to go in right now because we have another meeting.
Okay.
I just wanted to call you outside because I just want to be sure your voice and not be all professional.
Yeah, totally.
And not be like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But why don't we touch base like Monday and get you set up for next week?
Okay, great. Okay, I love you, and keep me posted.
I love you. I'm so excited, and I'll talk to you soon, just for this and anytime. Always.
Of course. I'm sorry that I've been I kind of got recluse when Lily was sick. I just didn't really.
I'm the same.
I just didn't really know what to say to anybody. And I didn't want anybody to be like,
No.
oh, don't, I'm so sorry you're going through that. Like, I didn't always want to talk about it. I know you're not like that, but I just got
Oh my God.
I just got so over I cannot tell you how many texts and you weren't like this at all, but just people that it's like, can you stop texting? Like, I'm not dying. Like, she's not going to die. Just like, stop. You know what I mean?
Oh, Jesus Christ. People are fucking horrible.
Yeah. They just like go on and on and on. Like, it's going to be okay no matter what happens. And I'm like, bitch, my kid's not dying. I will kill you. I was like getting so frustrated because like, the universe just like, it was like they were being negative. They didn't even realize that they thought they were helping. And I'm like, you're not helping. Like, that's not helping.
I know. It's like, just be nice.
Yeah, just say I'm thinking about you. If you need anything, I love you. Like, it's that simple. Don't text me every single day. Like, how are you every single day? No matter what happens, I'm here for you. Like, don't text me every day like that. That's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
And I know people don't know always what to say during those times, but I think the most important thing, I think you and I have learned this in the program. It's just saying you're there. If somebody needs you, like we've kind of been taught, like that big book is like, it's like, everybody should read that. Everybody should live by that. But so sometimes I'm like, oh my God, that's so ignorant. Like what you just said, I know you're trying to be kind, but like, you just totally like now have me in anxiety headspace,
Yeah.
But anyway, it all worked out. Lily's doing great. And baby James is freaking adorable. And we're really grateful. So I'm so excited, and even if it doesn't like work out, let's see where it goes, and see if even if they want me to come out there and do a cameo, like we'll just see.
Yep, I love it. So
all right,
Monday.
All right, love you.
Awesome, love you.
Okay, bye. Okay, you guys. So we'll see how that goes later.